the chandelier. Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, guys. Good morning. You remember that time? Remember that time that you got some, like, hardcore, big, fantastic downloads during your evening meditation? And then it made you sleep, like, way the fuck in? Anybody ever had that experience? Yeah. Yeah, good morning. This is the beginning to Bhakti Bites. This is where we're starting. Hello, good morning. Upgrades happen. Updates happen. And sometimes when those updates happen, the system needs a little bit of a reset. Apparently I needed a reset, despite my alarms. And it's also a full moon in my sun sign, opposite my moon sign. It's chaotic. It's chaotic right now. But that's what Bhakti Bites is for. That's what mudras are for. That's what mindfulness is for. Because mindfulness is not something that I have to do in a compartmentalized little spot or space. I don't have to wear my yoga pants to do mindfulness. I don't have to go sit on a yoga mat to do mindfulness. I don't even have to get up on time to practice mindfulness. I do need cinnamon in my coffee to practice mindfulness, though. That is imperative. And maybe some cardamom. Cardamom is imperative. Good morning, y'all. For those of you who do not know me, hello, good morning. My name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator and your shenanigan shaman. And today is probably going to be more shenanigan than movement. Well, movement and shenanigan. Who knows? You never know what you're gonna find. Should we put some mushrooms in my coffee this morning? What do you say? Adaptogen blend or just some lion's mane or some chaga or some reishi? Weird hippie coffee. Lion's mane it is. She wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, but all that she wants. Hey, Nikki. It's chaotic up in here. I had a really, really spectacular meditation last night. Ended my night. Oh, you guys. I had a really awesome meditation last night. Ended my night with that meditation, went to sleep with my ears ringing and my body feeling like I was fucking floating, so that's good. But then woke up at like 5 minutes to 10 o'clock. And hello, there we are. Here we are. So, when the system receives upgrades, sometimes it needs to be reset, right? But again, like I was saying, that's okay, because mindfulness can be done anytime, anywhere. Whether you just woke up, or if you've been up for hours. We've got a full moon today, guys, which actually struck us. I think I slept through the shift of the full moon. It struck us about 7-something this morning, Pacific time, I believe. It is a heck of a moon, quite a glorious snow moon. But my sun is in Virgo, so the moon is in my sun sign, and the sun is in Pisces, which is my moon sign. So the sun is in my moon sign, and the moon is in my sun sign. So things are a lot bit topsy-turvy, and like, feel like I'm in the slurry right now. Hey, Gigi. It's the slurry. But in the slurry is when things, when you find yourself in the whirlwind chaos that is upgrading the self, right? what happens within that swirling whirlwind? Things are not within order. Things are chaotic, and random things end up coming past your field of awareness, right? You're stuck in the tornado, so to speak, and random shit, the cow from Aunt so-and-so's house, right, goes by your face, and you remember that time something happened back then, and it caused you to lose a sense of trust with yourself, right? The feeling of chaos doesn't mean that we're doing things wrong. It means that there's stuff to clear. There's stuff to reorganize. That reorganization is happening. The universe in itself is a rhythm of chaos and order, right? It's the yin and the yang, the flow of the universe, the ebb and the flow of the ocean of the universe. Come on. Yeah. Thank you, Nikki. Love you. I really, one of the messages, one of the things that I received last night was really just like, stop second guessing so hard. Stop doubting yourself so hard. Stop questioning every fucking little moment of joy, every fucking little moment of abundance. Like, really just lean in. Just enjoy the fucking ride. I know I say that, and it sounds simple, but the reality is it's not. It's not easy. It's not. We are. We are puppets to our own programming so long as we are not aware of said programming. So the more we become aware of the programming, and I don't mean nefarious programming, I mean the fact that you were born into human material world and had to assimilate to the human material world. That's the programming we all receive. Not about trauma. I'm not talking about trauma specifically. I'm not talking about any of that. It's called the enculturation process, and your brain and body go through a period of unconscious development up until the age of about 8, and then after that, right, up until your mid-20s, that you're still developing. Your being, your body, your brain, your personality, all these things are all developing and don't finish until your 20s. So that's your programming. Right? And yeah, you're conscious for part of it, but you're unconscious for part of it too. And you're not really an active participant in that wiring of your brain and body until the prefrontal cortex comes online in your 20s. And then it's like getting the keys to the castle, right? The keys to the house that was built while you were growing up. And then you have the opportunity to go in and you have the opportunity to renovate. You can repaint the walls if you don't like the color. You can redo the floor if you don't like the, tile or wood or linoleum or whatever the hell you end up putting on there in the first place, right? And when we're in funky, weird, whatever situations, sometimes we do. Sometimes we build our houses in really weird, awkward ways that are actually not sustainable, right? If I learn by my early experiences that my value is in what I give to other people, I may leave the doors to my temple wide the fuck open. In fact, maybe I don't even put doors on my temple because I don't know anything about boundaries. So what does that allow? People to come in and out of my temple, go through my temple, take what they want out of my temple, right? The perpetual giver, the perpetual martyr, the perpetual, if I just give enough and love enough, somebody will love me and take care of me. But in reality, I need to work on boundaries. In reality, this is my temple to take care of, to renovate and protect. Nobody else can do that for me. And to do that, to really know and to really protect it, I have to know it. And to know it, I have to pay attention to it. I have to explore the temple that I exist within. From a place of non-judgment, from a place of love, from a place of compassion, from a place of looking at it and going, wow, you did the best you could with the tools and resources you had. Thank you, Jen. Right? Like, these are the building materials that I had growing up. So this is what I built my temple with. Hey, Apple Flare, how are you doing? this is what I built my temple with. It was not the best material. It was not the best workmanship. You know, I was just a silly little tiny child of a human trying to figure out how to survive. And so I did what I knew how to do, and that was survive, right? But survival is not the person that I need to be if I'm going to thrive, right? Thrival is the person I need to be. Survival, she just, you know, hangs on by a thread and gets through shit. She doesn't build something new. She doesn't heal and repair. She just gets through each day. That's survival. I'm looking for thrival, right? I am shifting into thrival mode. I'm going to coin it. It's my new word now. Don't say anything. You can use it too if you'd like to. Thrival. Hey, how are you doing, sis? Beagle buds. There is only one now. Yeah, there is. There's only right now. And now. And now. And now. And the reality is the majority of our experience, 99% of our experience, right? No, okay. I don't know. I won't put a percentage on it. But so much of our experience is actually happening right here, right now. The only reason that that our mind or body tarry in tomorrow or yesterday is that programming. And oftentimes fear, worry, shame, guilt. These are things that pull us away from the here and now. If I am going to the grocery store and I am feeling anxiety about going to the grocery store, it is because of previous experiences of going to the grocery store. Or previous experiences of something totally different that somehow is relating to the grocery store. It doesn't mean it's the grocery store itself or this particular incident at the grocery store. It means my body and my mind are not in the present moment. Because if they were in the present moment, they would see this as the now experience that it is. It's this idea with horses. When you bring a horse into a horse trailer, this is something that if you work with horses, you know, right? The first time you put a horse in a horse trailer, you make sure that ride for that horse is the smoothest, easiest. Like, you may even do a couple of runs with the horse, just a couple of rides with the horse, just around the fucking farm, right? Around the ranch, so that horse gets a positive experience in the trailer. That way, in the future, if something happens in the trailer, the horse recognizes that the incident is not the trailer's fault. It is the incident. Now, what happens if the first time you put a horse in a horse trailer is negative? Obviously, you can, therapy, whatnot, work a horse back into a trailer. But that first time, if that's bad, it's going to make an impact. It's going to make an impact, and it's going to make it difficult for that horse to get back in the trailer. That's what anxiety looks like. It's not about the actual present moment. It has very little to do with reality or right here, right now. It is about attachment, about previous experience, or fear of future experience. And we have to remember that. We have to remind ourselves of that, because when we do that, we recognize the invalidity of it, of the intensity of that experience. But when we approach life with curiosity and willingness, like, okay, sure, don't put yourself in actually dangerous situations, please. But the grocery store, if it's actually relatively safe to go to the grocery store, then give yourself the opportunity to approach it with curiosity and willingness. Shifting the mindset. Shifting the mindset is the ultimate goal. No, the ultimate, I forgot. The ultimate goal is to be present with what happens. I don't have to take away my feeling of anxiety to heal it, to meet it. In fact, one of the most powerful ways for me to heal anxiety is to see it exactly where it is and to carry it with me like a scared child, right? If my kid is afraid to go in the grocery store, I don't know why, right? But I'm the adult, and I say, I love you, I will keep you safe, okay? I know you're scared, I know you're nervous. How many times we do this with our children? We hold their hand, we carry them with us. We speak softly and gently to them, to encourage them, to help them move through situations that feel harrowing, feel life-threatening. When you're that small, anxiety feels life-threatening, man. Fears can feel very, very real. But as a parent, what do? Is we hold space for them, and we protect them, and we're kind and gentle to them. We need to be doing the same thing with ourselves. And it's imperative. It's not this like, oh, maybe you should consider like being nice to yourself sometimes. It is imperative that you meet yourself where you're at with loving kindness. And I say that because your survival depends on it. Your thrival depends on it. My thrival depends on it. Our collective thrival, damn it, it's my new word, depends on it. Depends on you being able to show up for yourself, on you being able to approach yourself with loving kindness. Because if you can't do that for yourself, you can't fucking do it for anybody else. I love you. I love you. I am a serial giver, a serial take care of other people until my cup is completely empty, and then still take care of them some more. The reality is, you're not thriving when you're doing that. When we take from our finite energy and a moment of silence for all of the souls that have become martyrs in these past months, years. I can never and will never understand the cold, heartless parts of this world. I just don't. I just won't. I just can't. I saw so much of the anger and aggression and pain that comes from broken people and broken homes. I don't know why you would choose. I don't know why people would choose it. I don't know why we choose our own suffering, except that there's a gift in it for us that we are determined to find, even if we suffer through it. And more power to you, I guess. It takes a lot of fucking gumption to decide to be miserable, to decide to suffer. I said hi, Emily. Sorry. Text goes scrolling by. I don't catch every comment, but if you actually wanted to connect, feel free to actually message me. Pretty sure you have my number. Had it this whole time. Damn, girl, I'm sorry. How many months? You too, babe. Every bit of my suffering eventually allowed me to help heal others. Yeah. Yeah. If we use it that way. if we use it that way. That's the biggest if. Because too often we don't. Apple flare. Serving others is the contrast of suffering. Yes. And to be of service is of great value. We build being of service to others on top of being of service to ourselves. We have to make sure that we fill our cup, or we cannot be of service, right? If I do not drink my water down, then I don't have the strength to be of service to others, to take care of others. But the reality is that even if I offer my care and my support to others, if they are in a place where they will not receive, cannot receive, assume that I am not trying to be helpful or whatnot, like, that is why it has to start with ourselves. Because if I don't take care of myself, I'm not going to be able to even receive. I'm going to be too much in my own pain and suffering to even receive. Self-centered self-care first is key. Yes. So there's a quote and that I read decades ago. And when I read it for the first time, I was like, fuck no, what the fuck? No, this is dumb, right? And the quote was that ultimately every act should be a selfish one. And I went, that's the opposite of everything I've been learning, right? That's the opposite of all the things. No, fuck no, that's not true. It took me a while. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? It took me a while. And I mulled it over. I chewed on it for a long time until finally I played semantics a little bit. It helped me to play semantics. And I said, okay, I'll buy it. I'm with you. If ultimately every action should be a self-centered one. Because the idea is that even choosing actions that are not in my best interest, per se, I can still choose things knowing that it is the right thing to do for me. Even if it's hard, even if it's scary, even if it causes me pain or suffering or struggle and things like that, right? Well, I can choose my suffering. It can cause me pain. I can choose the suffering or not. I think that's the trick, Apple Flare, is the effortless effort behind expansion. The force itself, life itself, is traveling towards expansion, is moving in the direction of expansion, is expanding. Love is an expansive energy, right? Joy are expansive energies. Authenticity are expansive energies of growth. And these are not things that we actually have to chase down or look for. These are things that that we surrender to, that are already available to us, that already exist within us and around us. And to receive them, we simply need to open and receive them and see that they are there. And that is the hardest part. We don't have to go find them. Love is not hiding somewhere like buried treasure, right? Love is not hiding in somebody else. Love is not hiding in some book. Love is not up there in the sky, some, effigy of a dude standing on the clouds, right? Love is not in any of these other places. And yet we spend our lives searching the globe and everywhere else for love without turning back to ourselves and saying, oh, hi, there you are. You've been with me this whole time. Again, it reminds me of that poem Footprints, where, the poem goes, I looked back and I saw God's footprints alongside me. And then at one point, the hardest point in my life, I saw only one. And God says, son, that's when I carried you. Like, we are so determined to look away from love. We are so determined to hide our joy. We are so determined to shelter our authenticity. But I think that I really believe that I see that as a byproduct of the state of our world. I see that as a byproduct of the cultures that we are raised in. I see that as a byproduct of the reality, the collective reality and the collective space that we're in. So I accept it for what it is. And I recognize that growth is happening through us all. Hey, Hunter. You too, my friend. We pray in despair and forget in inspiration. Yes, how many times do we beg for help, beg for support, beg for love, beg for the things that we need when we need them, when we feel like we don't have them? And when we have them, what do we do with them? Are we grateful? Are we consistently grateful? Or do we take advantage of them oftentimes? Or do we sit there and go, no, that's not it. Love can literally walk to my door and I will say it is not love. There's some kind of story in there. I'm going to end up writing a story about that, about the way that we meet love and gratitude and assume that they are other things or make them into other things and then demand other things of them when they are already with us. We do. We forget. Such a nice day, but it's loud outside. Otherwise, I'd take you guys outside. So, technically, these are Bhakti Bites classes. And we've been practicing a mudra all week long. So, that mudra, if you are just joining, hello, my name is Reverend Deborah. You can find replays for our classes on YouTube at Move With Change. Today was a little bit of a bumpy, bumpy late start. I had a really amazing meditation last night and got some hardcore upgrades and then fucking slept through to 10 a.m. this morning. So I'm grateful, but also this is not typically how we start class. But our mudra for the week is the Avahana mudra, and it's the mudra for connection. And with all of the things going on in the world, I feel like this is a really important one for us to all know, for us to all have. This Avahana, again, my Sanskrit is not perfect. If you have a good source for Sanskrit pronunciation, please do send it to me. I always appreciate that. The Avahana means it's a mudra for connection, and the word actually means invitation. What this mudra does is invites a deeper connection to the common thread that runs through all of us, the common thread that connects all of us already, right? So this connects us deeper into it. It's grounding, it's centering, it also supports the digestive system and assimilation, nutrient assimilation, which I always find it really interesting. Mudras that work to connect the body to prana, to life force in some way, and as well as to divinity. These mudras are almost always mudras that are really good for the digestion and for nutrient assimilation. And I find that interesting. Isn't that interesting that we assimilate the things from our material world better when we are connected to our divinity better, when we are connected to our prana, right? interesting little connection that I recently noted about these mudras. So this Avahana mudra is done simply by placing your palms, open palms, bring the sides of your hands together so that your sides of your pinkies and the sides of your palms touch, and expand your fingers ever so slightly. You don't have to be like, it's not a tension sort of thing, but keep them expanded. Your feet sound like a choo-choo train. Sorry, my son. Okay. And then bring your thumb in to the base of your ring finger. Now, this mudra is meant to be laid in the lap, but as I always say, make sure you modify so that the mudra is available to you. So again, we place the sides of our hands together, and then we bring the thumb into the base of the pinky. And for me, I have shoulder issues up here, so I find this mudra difficult if I bring it too low. So I hold it here about at my solar plexus, and the big part is making sure you keep the palms facing out, and you set the intention to reach the thumb to the base of the ring finger. If the dexterity is not available to you, don't worry about it. Your intention and your attention are the two most important parts of any mudra and any mindfulness practice for that matter. So set the intention and bring your thumbs as close as you can. I have a friend who can't pull his fingers together on like this, right? So I always think about him when we do mudras. If you're just like this, that's okay. You're getting the energy from the mudra. You're doing the mudra as best as you can, as is available for your body and for where you're at in the moment. Honestly, when you start doing mudras more and more, you may find your dexterity increases. So don't fret right now thank you for the follow, if this is not available to you. That said, if you want to lay it on a pillow or on a block, or, I had a dog yesterday helping me last night. He was laying in my lap. So whatever works for you so that you can comfortably relax with this mudra. Hey, Curry, how are you? Okay. So this mudra, as soon as I put my hands in this position, it already starts to buzz through my fingers. So if it's available to you, go ahead and grab your mudra. Again, this is called the Avahana mudra and is done by placing the sides of your hands together, bringing your thumbs into the base of your ring finger, and then resting that either in your lap or just holding it here in front of your belly with your palms facing out. We're going to go ahead and sit in a brief meditation. It's recommended that you hold mudras for at least 5 minutes. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes here with this mudra. If it's available to you, hey Corey, if it's available to you, feel free to close your eyes. If you don't want to, you don't feel comfortable, or it's not available to you, don't worry about it. It's not your eyes being closed that's going to make this happen, right? Should your fingers be blasting out lightning? Yes, it is quite possible. If you need to just turn down the dial, right, you'll find that here in your heart. You can simply take a big deep breath in, fill the heart space with air, and then as you exhale, make sure you use that exhale to slowly turn down the intensity of the energy moving through you, or enjoy the light show. Right? If you want to turn it down. Otherwise, enjoy the light show. Ready to be transported with this mudra. Okay, guys, go ahead and close your eyes if it's available to you, and we will begin with 3 deep breaths to fully arrive for our practice. Inhale through the nose and pull the breath through the lungs and all the way into the belly. And release. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And sigh it out. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Hold. And slowly release. And for just a second, follow the breath. Follow the inhale all the way to the top, and follow the exhale all the way to the bottom. allowing the gentle, steady rhythm to anchor you into the present moment. The breath is such a powerful tool to bring us into the present state of being. Just rest your awareness gently on the breath as you inhale and exhale, and any distractions that arise, whether they're within you or outside of you, allow them to catch a ride on your breath, right? Don't allow them to come in and break your rhythm. Allow them to come in and ride the waves of your breath. So as you inhale that thought of worry or that thought of something else you should be doing right now instead of meditating, when you exhale, let it go. And as you inhale and the next worry about how maybe I'm doing this wrong or this is really silly or I feel whatever, exhale and let that go. It rises with the inhale and falls with the exhale. And if one of those sneaky mind monkeys starts chattering away in the middle of your exhale, inhale again and exhale again. Riding the waves of your breath right along with your heart. Every bit of your being, your body, expanding and contracting around your breath. Your heart lifting and falling on your breath. Your thoughts, sensations, any distractions, surfing the waves of your breath. Allow everything in your experience to fall in line with this rhythm. This rise and fall, ebb and flow, the same rhythm as the universe, the same rhythm as all of creation. By resting our awareness on this rhythm, we allow this rhythm to rock us into a state of calm, of stillness. Stillness in the middle of a flow, of an ebb and a flow and a rise and a fall? Yes. Stillness is not static. Stillness is not homeostasis. Stillness is being in flow, in alignment with everything around you. The universe does not stop when you sit to meditate. You align yourself with the rhythm that already exists around you, that already exists within you. Allow the energy, allow this mudra to connect you to that rhythm. Allow the breath to be your anchor. Just stay here for a few more moments, riding the waves of breath. I invite you can stay here as long as you'd like. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, I invite you to shift your awareness to your heart. Not just your breath, but this time your heartbeat. See if you can listen for your heartbeat. Feel the heart beating in your chest. Feel the rhythm of the blood moving through your body if you can. Listen for the sound of your heart if you can. Listening for the sound of your heartbeat. Underneath the sound of the breath, underneath the sound of your thoughts, underneath the sound of external distraction, a steady rhythm of the heart. Beating in time with prana, with divinity, with source. And sitting in this space, I invite you to find the seed at the bottom of your heart and bring forth a flower. Find the seed in the bottom of your heart and bring forth the flower. I encourage you to take all the time that you would like or that you need in this place, exploring the heart space, cultivating that seed into a flower. May that flower blossom in your heart. May it fill you with joy and peace and love. So much so that it naturally expands out beyond you, naturally flows from you and into the hearts of others. That is our connection. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together in prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice. And for a moment, just in gratitude for your heart. In fact, take a second and really say to your heart, thank you. I love you. Offer yourself a little gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. You are so fucking worth it, and I'm so proud of you for taking this time. Thank you so much for joining me for the shenanigans and the mindfulness. When you're ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. Offer yourself some wiggles, some stretches. I don't know if you guys could hear me there for a second. I had a phone call coming in. Offer yourself some wiggles, some stretches, and only open your eyes when you're really ready to come back to the world. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Tiger. Thank you, guys. So replays are always available on YouTube. I usually go live on YouTube too. Today, like I said, was a bit debaucherous this morning. So here we are. Shayna, welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the meditation. Again, the mudra we are using is the Avahana mudra and is done by placing the sides of your hands together and keeping your palms out, fingers spread, and bringing your thumbs down to the base of your ring finger. I really like the simplicity of this mudra, but make sure that you modify this mudra. Hold this mudra where it feels most comfortable to you. It's recommended that you hold a mudra for at least 5 minutes to get the effects of the energy redirection that it does. Yeah. Replays are available on YouTube at Move with Change. And just another heads up, guys, I am going to be shifting my platform, focusing mostly on YouTube. I am still going to be going live, but you're going to be seeing a lot more action on YouTube. I am now over on Patreon. So if you would like to support me, if you would like to grab a level of membership, whether it be a subscriber level, where you get some extra perks and discounts, or the higher levels that allow you to do things like join private practice sessions, group coaching sessions, private one-on-one coaching, energy work, private yoga classes, that kind of stuff. I have a variety of levels. All of that is over at Patreon now. I'm done paying for websites that don't work properly, and I'm done fighting the algorithm on social media that intentionally hides my shit. So we're not playing these games anymore. I love you guys so much, and I am bummed that the platform isn't doing what it's supposed to, but I'm not wasting any more energy on it. So that said, for those of you who are members of the CAYA Sangha, you will be receiving an email about things so we can get everybody switched over to the proper subscriptions. And we will be opening up a Discord for the CAYA Sangha. Rather than, we don't really have an actual space, right? We had the app and sort of the website move with change, but it wasn't working very well. And mostly just CAYA Sangha happened in the Zoom calls. So we are opening a Discord so that we can not only have the Zoom calls, but also have a platform to share with each other, to communicate with each other. And my favorite part is the fact that Discord has a voice channel. So the CAYA Sangha, CAYA, CAYA stands for Come As You Are, because for those of us who are doing this work of coming home to ourselves, rediscovering ourselves, learning to love and trust ourselves, learning to find our authentic self, right? All of that self-work, if you're doing it, you know that it can get messy, you know that it can get scary, you know that it can get really fucking wacky, and most of you have probably experienced that feeling of suddenly being unable to relate to the people in your life, or have nobody to talk to, or feel like people don't understand what you're talking about. That's what the CAYA Sangha is for. We practice radical inclusion, revolutionary kindness. We show up with a sense of curiosity and willingness because we recognize that your authenticity is extremely valuable. And I recognize that the value in you comes from that expression of authenticity. So we cultivate a space that is safe to show up in that authentic space, even if it's awkward, even if it feels weird, even if it feels uncomfortable, right? Because you deserve that. We all deserve that. And ultimately, your authenticity is the purest expression of your divinity, right? And if we're trying to evolve as a collective, it serves us all to encourage and support each other in being that authentic self, in resonating at that level of authenticity, right? Thanks, Brooklyn. So, the CAYA Sangha now has a Discord room. I am still getting it set up. If any of you who are part of this CAYA Sangha or want to be part of the CAYA Sangha know how to set up Discord and you're really fucking good at it, send me a message and I'm happy to give out a free membership or discounts to private sessions. I am all about cross-marketing, sharing, trading, barter, that kind of stuff. So if you want to join the CAYA Sangha and you have some skills to offer, I need a video editor. I need a video editor bad, and I need somebody to help me do some tech stuff in the background. So if anybody has any skills like that and wants either free private sessions or to join the Sangha, which come with free private sessions anyway, trust me, I'm a generous motherfucker. I give everything away, which is part of why I'm also learning to set boundaries, and that's why I created all these tiers on Patreon, right? Because I like to get you guys the stuff that you want to receive at in a reasonable way, right? In a way that's sustainable for you. I'm not trying to charge everybody an exorbitant amount right out the gate so that nobody can sustain their time at the CAYA Sangha. Not at all. So if you'd like to work directly with me, send me a message. You can reach out on, I am on TikTok, I am on YouTube, I am on Kick, I am on Twitch, all at Move With Change. You will not find me on Facebook. That little placeholder account is not me. It is just it's a placeholder account, and I don't touch it. Don't even try. You can go look at it, but it's not me. It's an illusion. I've never used Patreon either, Ryan, so I'm really excited about it. It's pretty simple. The only there's a couple of concerns I'm running into, but we'll figure them out. I still do coaching by donation. I have to put the link up on my profiles, I think, so that you guys can just go and book sessions. Coaching by donation is just what it sounds like. They're 15-minute sessions where you can pay whatever you want for a coaching session. And instead of having a specific block of time for them like I did before, now I've opened it up to a schedule that has 15-minute increments that you can just book what works for you. So I do have to go. I've got, again, tech stuff to happen in the background. If I need somebody to help me make content, I need a video editor, and I need somebody to do tech stuff. So Ryan, you already said you'd help me with tech stuff. I know that you will, my love. Thank you. But if anybody's looking for trade, and sorry, my friend, I'm about to get off, so I'm not going to do a shared live here. Sorry, but send me a message about doing so another time. So if you have any questions about any of that, let me know. If you'd like to work directly with me, let me know. If you don't know who the fuck I am, hello, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator and your Shenanigans shaman. Thank you, Shanna. And this is my tea troll. Today he is filled with coffee, so he's extremely excited. Occasionally you'll hear him speak, so stick around. If you want replays to today's session or any other Bhakti Bites or Tiny Yoga session, they are over on YouTube. If you currently subscribe here on TikTok, I really appreciate it, and I take it as my tip jar. You are welcome to keep the subscription. You are welcome to end the subscription. You are welcome to go over to Patreon. TikTok takes a large percentage of the money that I make on here and then hides, lags, and shadow bans my content and my lives. So we're not playing this game anymore. So if you'd like to support me, again, feel free to do so here. I do use it to give to other creators as well as to take care of my own stuff too. So that is a pot that is shared. But if you'd like to support me, you can do so over at Patreon. And now there is more levels, more ways to do so. The Astro Live lives that I was doing for subscribers, those will shift. I will be still doing the weekly peakly, but it will be at a certain subscription level, at that first subscription level. That weekly peakly is going to be a closed thing. And then if you'd like to do private, the natal dive, Friday night natal dive, I'm not going to do anymore. I'm offering private astrology readings. I have to get that set up on Patreon because those are like one-off sessions and I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm figuring it out. So if you have any tips on how to figure all this shit out, send me a message. If you'd like to trade services to receive some of what I do and give me some of what you do, fuck yes, please send me a message. If you'd like to work directly with me, if you'd like to debate any of the things that we have talked about today, if you have some insights you'd like to share, if you just want to say thank you, if you just want to say hi, feel free to send me a message. I love you guys so much. Today is the full moon, so we actually have an event coming up tonight, 4:44 p.m. Pacific time. We are doing our Moon Magic and Mayhem for our full moon. Now, that will this week bleed into the weekly peakly, so I will talk about astrology tonight. That'll be from 4:44 is when we start, and we'll probably go for at least an hour, if not a little bit more, to talk about the astrology for the upcoming week and what this moon means for us and why it is so powerful. Remember to put your water out, if in case you miss the event later, put your water out under the full moon, put your crystals out under the full moon. We will give you more ideas for ceremonies and rituals and things like that you can do that are going to be especially powerful under this moon. So don't miss that event. It's 4:44 p.m. Pacific time this evening. And it's with my co-host, Jersey Moon. So you'll be excited to see another face, not just my mug here on TikTok. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I will see you this evening, and I promise that I will be posting actual videos to describe the changes and tell you guys where to go and where things are again, and my schedule will also be updated once I figure it out, right? Okay, I love you guys. Have a great Saturday, and I'll see you this evening. Enjoy this full moon jive, man. Woo.